for the Department of Defense, Central Intelligence Agency, National Security Agency, Office of Naval Intelligence, Defense Language Institute, and DARPA, and Interpol, and FBI. I saw some photos and I saw written reports by pathologists, and autopsy reports by medical examiners. And I thought to myself, could you imagine being the doctor, the physician, writing that out when you're examining these bodies? They're clearly not human. It was mind-boggling decades ago, and now it's more mind-boggling because there have been more pieces. There's not one or two bodies. There have been numerous crash retrievals allegedly. I think the reason was because we were doing research in areas that were directly related to this. I can't talk openly about it because it would put myself in jeopardy legally, financially, in many ways. I guess because they knew that I was keeping other secrets of theirs, and I wasn't disclosing this to the public. If I were to go public with this now, with my face and my voice, I could end up in jail for the rest of my life. I believe part of the cause of my involvement was I developed some instrumentation and some analysis techniques and methods that were appropriate or applicable to this. And that's how I got brought into it. And once you're part of this little clique, this little group of intelligence operatives, it's a tightly wound group. Sort of like working in the entertainment industry, a lot of producers, directors know each other, the writers. This is more so because it's more confined, it's more controlled in the entertainment industry. I suspect it's much broader. You just don't want to give your script away, but you're willing to talk about what you're doing. Over the last several decades, there's been some interesting declassified files that have been published, and they strongly suggest that there has been a liaison at a very high level with certain factions of our government and aliens. In fact, one of the most current things is called the Blue Planet Proposal. And it's intriguing because there's enough verifiable information in there in terms of names and locations and dates of like Howman Air Force Base, April '64, and Air Force Base in the late 50s, supposedly when in the late 50s that Eisenhower was actually there. If you look deep enough and uncover enough freedom of information and documents, you can trace people to certain locations and times that seem to be correlated to these events. And there's too many powerful, well-known names, there's too many well-known locations and records of our own government that show where people were at certain times that correlate to these alleged encounters. There were retired, semi-retired military people who I knew over the years, and they spoke about, somewhat cryptically, about, yes, there has been contact at a very, very discreet level with certain beings from other star systems. They've been coming here a long time, and beyond that, it's sort of like Philip Corso's book, The Day After Roswell. And I believe that a good part of the book is disinformation. I believe that, yes, we have had contact, but it's saying that most of our technology evolved from them is almost impossible to prove or disprove. But there seem to have been major leaps in technology that were made at certain times that can't be directly explained or expressed in terms of normal linear technological evolution. To suggest that we were given enough toys to play with by someone other than ourselves. And what's important is that it's recently surfaced through the work of several dedicated individuals, such as Richard Dolan and other people, that we have a secret space program as a breakaway part of our government that's known to a select group, and they've developed very advanced technology that dwarfs anything we know of in terms of satellites or the space shuttle. And some of this could be the Aurora program, which is a series of hypersonic space planes take off like a jet, go into orbit, and then land again. But they're talking about something called flux liners these advanced alien reproduction vehicles that doesn't use a rocket or a jet or any type of attitude control thrusters, and it flies on an energy like electromagnetic or electrogravitic. And the ex-head of Lockheed Skunkworks, Ben Rich, admitted prior to his death that we have things flying in the room like they would make George Lucas drool. It's a famous line now. But he actually implied very directly at that meeting of UCLA alumni engineering that we have things we've uncovered secrets, we've made breakthroughs that allow us to travel great distances in space in very, very short time spans. And the questions posed to him was, this technology, did you develop it or did you acquire it? And he said to the person who asked that, what do you think? The person asked. I think the latter. He said, you may be right. He died not long thereafter. But something equivalent to warp drive, literally, on a small scale. And there have been some excellent things put forth, dedicated research on material by Richard Dolan and others, clearly indicating that there is technology far exceeding anything we know of in terms of energy, power, and applications of this energy that would make anything we're aware of seem like a joke. There are actual videos you can see of pictures taken by shuttle crews looking down upon a delta-shaped black vehicle that looks like the Aurora SR-91, not the 71, the 91, which is a hypersonic space plane that goes into either low Earth orbit with what's it called, a liquid methane fueled pulse detonation wave engines. And they can fly up to Mach 15 in the atmosphere, the edge of the atmosphere. But whatever UFOs are, don't create sonic booms. This thing does. So we're very likely playing with technology we acquired, directly or indirectly, that makes anything we've done in the past look like a joke, which is suggesting that we may have traveled much further into space than we're being told about. This is a military program. It is not part of NASA. It never has been, it never will be. And NASA has been going to great lengths not to disclose this information.